Isabel Wilcox,
Katie Whitman, Rami Sheets,
Olivia Kennedy.
The Beatles, a legend continued.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Ed Sullivan Show. Today we have a very special guest all the way from across the pond. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Beatles.
She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, 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 yeah.
Hi, I'm Paul McCartney, if you didn't know, and I grew up in Liverpool, as did the rest of the band, and I met John Lennon at one of his concerts at a local church. Right after the concert, I went up and asked him to join a band with me.
I'm John Lennon, and I agreed to join the band with Paul, and he suggested that we add George Harrison. But I was hesitant as he was only 14 at the time.
My name is George Harrison and I joined the band when I was only 14 years old. The three of us and our drummer Pete played around for a while until our manager Martin Epstein fired him and got us Ringo. I'm Ringo Starr, and when I joined the band, we had to come up with a name. We really liked the idea of having bugs in it, like the grasshoppers. So we thought of the Beatle Bunch and the Beatle Boys, but we stuck with the Beatles.
She Loves You was one of our first hit songs here in America. At first, everyone thought it was about reconciliation.
The singer was offering to patch up a broken relationship with messages of counsel.
Some people thought there was hidden lyrics in John's song. Some people thought that he was saying, if you don't appreciate this woman's friendship, I will.
Ringo.
You think you lost your love? Well, I saw her yesterday. It's you she's thinking of. And she told me what to say. She says she loves you, and you know that can't be bad. She says she loves you, and you know you should be glad. Ooh.
After our appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show, our fan base exploded. Everywhere we go, girls are screaming our name and trying to grab us. We paved the path for all British bands in America. We basically led the British invasion. Not only did girls fawn over our music and hypnotic voices, they also loved our witty personalities and humor. We have had some crazy experiences. One time in the recording studio, our location got leaked to all of our fans, and so they all came screaming into the building, yelling, "Where are the Beatles? Where are the Beatles?" And they were yanking on people's hair to see if they were wigs, but we've had some crazy experiences. There was another crazy instance in which we were at a hotel and the girls were climbing up the elevator shafts to try to come up and get into our rooms. They were banging on our doors. It's a crazy one. Yep. You see, our music didn't originally start in America. In order to get music from outside of America into America, you have to pass through Capitol Records. The owner of Capitol Records' name is Dave Dexter. Dave just happened to like jazz and classical versus rock. And we are a rock band, so the odds were against us. So that's when we had to become crafty. Our manager sent a record of one of our most popular singles, Hold Your Hand, to a radio station in D.C. And from there, they sent it to St. Louis. And then from there, it spread like wildfire. Everyone was totally decked out in Beatles gear, Beatles shirts, Beatles buttons, saying, "The Beatles are coming, the Beatles are coming." Even one time, we landed in JFK Airport, and everybody was there just for us. There was about 3,000 people. 3,000 people.
Yeah, how could Dave Dexter deny our entrance after everyone in America already loved us? So, we boarded plane Pan Am Flight 101 and headed to Kennedy International Airport, where we were greeted by over 3,000 groovy fans who were there just for us. However, there were a few controversies surrounding our band when we arrived. For instance, our hair was long and shaggy, and the style in America then was short and crew cut. Also, our music style, rock and roll, was very different from the popular styles in America.
So we hopped off the plane and we see 3,000 screaming fans, and we have no idea they're there for us. We actually started looking around for the celebrity they were there for, but soon realized they were there for us. We had no idea we had gotten this big in America. Personally, I blame it on our charm.
I think it's our dashing good looks or our humor. Please, the only funny one here is me.
Whatever. Hold Your Hand was our first hit single here in America. It talks about how girls thought holding hands and kissing were the ultimate expression of love.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something I think you'll understand when I say that something. I want to hold your hand. I want to hold your hand. I want to hold your hand.
As a band, we made sure we did a lot of work with peace. Well, me and my wife, Yoko Ono, did the most out of the four of us. However, the one huge thing we did as a band is we refused to play in front of segregated audiences. This was not only influential in the music industry, but also in the civil rights movement going across America.
Now, let me give you a background of the 1960s. In 1962, Marilyn Monroe was found dead. In 1963, JFK was shot, Medgar Evers was murdered, and the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing. In 1964, luckily, that's when we came. Also, in 1965, sadly, the Vietnam War started.
So, you could say America was having a pretty tough decade. Not to mention, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was killed in 1968. Luckily, we came to America in 1964. A lot of people said it was like a fresh start, as if we brought some type of hope to America. Hope that things do get better.
Like they said, John was the one who mostly did all the peace work. Him and his wife, Yoko Ono, started out on a mission of peace together. However, we all felt that war was wrong. We thought that you shouldn't have to kill anybody.
On the topic of war, the Vietnam War broke out when we were in America. We really didn't like the idea of the draft. And we spoke out about how we didn't want people to fight wars that aren't theirs. But there wasn't much we could do about this topic, or any topic for that instance, other than saying we did not like it.
We did, however, participate in several peace protests that, us being there, would change people's mindsets more. I guess you could say we tried to start a revolution for the good.
Revolution was easily our most political song. A lot of people think it was about starting a revolution. However, it was more about the pressure of trying to create treaties and make everything okay.
You say you want a revolution, well, you know, we all want to change the world. You tell me that it's evolution, well, we all want to change the world. But when you talk
That's really the gist of it. I mean, we didn't have a whole lot of competition in the music industry. Yes, we were at the same time as the Rolling Stones, however. Their music applied to a certain genre. Ours, however, applied to several genres. I think that's what set us apart.
Almost every band since us can admit to being influenced by us in at least one way. First, we led the British invasion to America. And we led peace protests, and not to mention our smashing hit music. We finished our legacy, which is going to last forever.
It's crazy how 43 years later, everyone still remembers us and pays tribute to us. Like, for instance, in the 2013 Grammys, they dedicated a whole performance to us. Bands even tried to semi-replicate us by producing music that sounds similar to ours because we're so influential. It seems as though everybody has their own favorite Beatles song, as if when it comes to the radio, you can't help but singing and dancing along.
Twist and Shout is just a feel-good song. I mean, when you hear it, you want to dance. That's a known fact. It's easily one of the best anthems of the 60s. So we ended up breaking up on December 29th, 1970. It really felt like the end of the world. I mean, it was the end of an era. We were all off on our own. There's a lot of controversy about how we broke up. A lot of people think it was because of John's wife, Yoko Ono. But other people think it was just because we all wanted different things. I still think about that day sometimes. I even remember what I said. I'd like to thank everyone on behalf of the band and myself. And I hope we pass the audition.